incredibly lovely this evening, must have to say, and I really appreciate your patience. So here we go. How not to look awful in your photographs. We're going to go on an amazing tour of some brilliantly awful stock photography, but we're going to round it off with some amazing value bombs of tips and tricks on how you can look brilliant in any photos. Come here, come there. So I shoot people, and what I'd like to help you with is knowing how you can shoot yourself better too. So as we hear, we have a fantastic image of a stock photography piece with a wonderful lady who's so excited to be photographed. She's just completed a transaction where everything is amazing, but why? Why the background? Again here, why the pineapple? I mean, what is the point of this pineapple within this composure of the image? We can see that it's something to do with business related, you've got pound signs there, but again, what ran through that person's mind when they thought, right, we're going to put pineapple over his head. That's going to really project the personality of what we're trying to go for. Again, we come back to this wonderful woman who is so excited that she's just completed her transaction. And we're going to give her props to say that, you know, she's smiling, she is approachable, she has huge cleavage on display as well, there's no point for that. But again, it's pointless. It doesn't seem to be able to show you a genuine image of a person. So we can imagine that 282 million selfies, and that's gone up since the time in 2016. And you've got to consider the percentage of those selfies which are awful, and I don't want you to fall into that trap of that percentage of awful selfies. So I'm going to give you a proper couple of tips where you can actually get the best out of your images. And again, I'm just going to bring your attention to this dude. Why? Again, what is it with people doing some crazy images? In a context where you may want something like this, I can't understand why, but again, what I'd ask you to do is just be like this dude, be chilled out, take everything in, and we'll go in. So, first off, shoot from above. We have all seen these amazing things around Cambridge. We're a touristy city, and you can take inspiration from those tourists because they are pointing it upwards, they're shooting from above. Shooting from above gives you a more flattering angle, reduces your double chin, and I have been told that it makes you look a little bit thinner. Take some inspiration from Tyra Banks. Do you want to elongate your neck when you have your photograph taken? You do not want to be the no-neck monster which you are shoving your neck into your shoulders because it's not attractive whatsoever. So with that, you want to make sure you have an elongated neck. And I have to admit, I slouch. I'm really bad at it and I forget that I'm slouching. But when you slouch, you're going to go back into your no-neck monster phase. You're going to bring all your things down, and it's going to make you look particularly unflattering. So bring yourself up, bring your shoulders back, bring your chin up, and it's going to make you look pretty damn good. Again, with posture, you can see on the left-hand side, you're going to be really closed off. You're going to make yourself feel like you're not going to be approachable in any way, shape or form. With your good posture, you can imagine a string coming from the top of your head, pulling your head up, your chin up, and your shoulders back. And again, what you also need to consider, this is a really bad example considering we're in the dark and there's some very specific spotlight, but find the light. What you can do to find your light is find your light source and spin around and find out where it actually looks good on you. And I find 45 degrees from your light source is going to be a good example. These are examples of some bad light. So what you can do to bring more light into your life is use a reflector. Now this is a photography general reflector. You can place it underneath your chin and it will give you more light. But you can also use a trick which is pretty simple, a piece of foil on a bit of card. Also finding the right angle. So a lot of people say, I hope you shoot me from my right angle. Where's my good side? And again, that's another thing where you have to consider and practice. It might be a little bit vain, but it's going to give you great results. So is it your left side, is it your right side, or is it your particularly special because you're going to be shooting straight on? So this is one of my clients that we did a shoot in my studio very recently where we took an image of her face on, which looks good, but there's less definition within her face. But you can see when we changed it up a little bit, got her to turn at an angle, she's got a lot of better definition in her face, and it's a lot better for her. So we've talked about posture and getting good posture, but also it's really important for you to be relaxed. Now, being relaxed is going to make you feel good, but you don't want to go completely the other end of the spectrum and be completely vertical because that's a little bit too relaxed. But being relaxed is going to help you feel confident when you take an image. I couldn't help but put another stupid stock image in here as well, but what I wanted to demonstrate with this one is basically he's got really good posture. If he's able to do this, then he's got pretty good posture, pretty good balance. And yeah, I mean, I can't guarantee in any way, shape or form if the ball is photoshopped in any way. But yeah. Okay, I can see lots of you have enjoyed fantastic drinks this evening. There is a photographer that was featured in the Telegraph very recently called Marcus Alberto, who did a feature with his friends where he took 1 and 2 and 3 images of them whilst they had consecutive drinks. And you can see at the beginning they were very happy, but they were still a bit reserved. And the third one, they were a little bit drunk and looked a bit silly. So the final piece of advice I'd like to give you about looking good in your photos is to smile. If you really want to feel good, smile. When you irradiate smile, the whole world will smile with you. That's very cheesy, isn't it? But again, we can see these images here that smiling irradiates happiness and positivity, but you've got negativity with elements of frowning and anger. Anger will detract from those images, and people won't want to look at you, really, they won't. But if you do smile, you're going to irradiate that energy and that happiness, and you're going to have those wonderful endorphins running around your body, like these ladies here. So you can see these ladies have brilliant posture, they are smiling, they've found their light, and they are really happy to be photographed. So in retrospect, I say, you can take any of the advice I've said, you can take none of this advice, but when you take a photo in the future, I just ask you to consider how you take it. Thank you.
Does anyone have a question for Joanna?
Yeah.
Yes.
In selfies, you often see people are looking at the control of the phone or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they've lost the eye contact with the viewer.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got any tips for how you can maintain that?
I'd say when you're taking your image, you're kind of be having your hand. I always find it really difficult to actually take because I can never get it right. Because as you say, your focus is on your hand. I would say with getting around that is kind of maybe a little bit of practicing in the sense of being alert where your lens is on your phone, because the front-facing cameras have the lenses at the front, so you have to raise your eyes a little bit more. The other options are using things like, if you really want to get some good images, having a small tripod on there with, for example, most selfie sticks actually have buttons on them too, so that eliminates that problem.
That's it. Thank you very much.